Alright, this is not the best hand we've ever seen, but it's pretty reasonable. We have a turn 2 Knight of the Reliquary here. Which is, I imagine, obviously having this, drawing this situation stuff. When we also have the Knight of the Reliquary is awkward, but I don't think we're supposed to mulligan this hand. We're against Elves, so that doesn't bode too well for us. So we'll have this turn 2 Knight. Our opponent may just spam us out. I think one of the things I'm finding out by the deck is that our lack of interaction is, I think maybe you want your Mocha command. And he's got he won the dice roll. He has a better turn to play. Right, that's not the worst, but it's not the best either. All right, so it looks like we'll have 1, 2, 3, so we can just fetch a forest here. Save ourselves some life. Get our knight on out. I think we may be able... Depends exactly what our opponent's draw is. If it's, you know, some sort of crazy Azuri shenanigans, I don't know if we'll be able to keep up. Elves is such a swingy deck. They either just run you over or, you know, you play a Pyroclasm and they can't win. Fortunately, our deck doesn't play Pyroclasms, so that's unfortunate. But this will make 3 mana, 4 mana. There's an Edel Sentinel involved. Or a Heritage Druid involved, rather. It's an Elvish Champion. We have forests. Jeez. I'm getting blown out by every kind of landwalk tonight. Alright, it's a good draw at least. So we will go ahead and play out. I think we want to play the the Warx Warmonk. No, the Finks. We're going to play the Finks. Here. So we need to do that. We get our life back. Alright, so we can path the Elvish Champion. We can make our knight into a 5/5 if we really need to. He's going to bring the team in. I mean, as you'd expect him to. Played a lot of landwalk tonight. I don't really know if we're going to win this one, but we're going to try. So he is, I mean, he just went all in on that play, though, so at least we have that going for us. Sure. I mean, I'll put this in front of this and this in front of this. He can't really do anything. This might work out. Yeah, it certainly worked out pretty well. So I don't mind this persisting back because we're gonna we're on the Gavany Township plan here, fetching it out with the Knight of the Reliquary at some point. Well, our opponent got greedy there, so that might give us a shot here. So I'm gonna get a fetch here, just to make the knight a little bigger. Get our breeding pool. Draw another land. Okay, so I'm gonna do this. Give the Finks pro green, get on in there with it. Alright, we're gonna play Roxwar Monk, blue, white, green. And now, on our next turn, we can say we can fetch out the Gavany at the end of this turn. So we'll go ahead and get rid of the Hallowed Fountain. Seems fine. Go ahead and get the Gavany Township. So we need to get in with the bird, so it's a cost of 2 life because we've already fetched out the forest. Yeah, I don't need to get in there with the birds. I'll just play this. Get in there with these two. I'm keeping the knight back to fetch out. Just fetch lands, maybe make this bigger. Alright, so we'll go ahead and just go in on this here. Fine with this play because we're going to gain 4 life. Makes up for some of the shenanigans. 17 to 10. Yeah, our opponent had that super explosive start, but we drew the path for the Elvish champion. And no longer getting forest walked. And we got there. Okay, yeah. That was, it felt a little like stealing a match, but I'll take it. I think we want the Rex Sages here. That's probably it. The Pride Mage isn't great. The Mimeomancer is not bad. I mean, honestly, all of it's just sort of fine. We just have to hope to be able to go bigger than our opponent. The Geists are actually pretty bad here, but I mean, maybe we just play Finks. We just play Finks and War Monks and not Geists. I'm trying to figure out if we want. Scooz is probably not going to be very good. Maybe we do want basically the Geist is really bad. We need to play something instead of it. I'm trying to figure out if the Meddling Mage or the 4th War Monk is better, because the Meddling Mage we can name Court of Calling. Sure, I think it's probably the ability to. Oh, 61. I wanted to pull out the. Well, so we'll roll out with 61 here. I meant to pull that Cryptic back out once we made that decision. We have to mulligan this hand, I think. It's very slow. Want a mana dork in this. We're on the draw. Maybe we keep it. I think it's too slow, though. Yeah, obviously. I guess we'll keep this one. I guess we'll take it. I mean, we can Meddling Mage on turn 2, which may work, because we may be able to name, like, Elvish Champion or Azuri or something. Probably Azuri. Elvish Champion, theoretically we can beat. Elvish Archdruid, theoretically we can beat. Azuri we will not beat. Doesn't mean he can't play as I mean, obviously collected companies and quarter callings he as Azuri, so the Meddling Mage is certainly not great, but it's fine. Our opponent's actually really slow start here. Okay, so given the way that sort of unexpectedly went down, I would say, I'm gonna go ahead and fetch our breeding pool here. We have to shock. Our opponent probably has 3-drops, and the 3-drop that would lead him to keep Heritage Druid and nothing else has to be Archdruid and expensive cards, because Archdruid makes the mana to cast the expensive cards. Whereas, if his hand is all expensive cards in Azuri with an Archdruid or with an Heritage Druid, that's not very good. So I think it is most likely to be Archdruid. We'll see, I guess. I actually really like Meddling Mage in decks like this, where it's, you bring it in here, it's sort of a test of how well you know the format, and how well you can deduce what your opponents are doing. It's sort of a little puzzle. Okay, so the War Monk next turn will be pretty good against the way this board's currently going. I mean, this is 3 mana here, so he has access to 4 mana. He can just company. Or he can Abrupt Decay our Meddling Mage. I might get, okay. Guess all in all, that's sort of fine. Right, green, white, blue. If we, I'm gonna War Monk, because if we I could bounce his token or whatever, but he's elves. I mean, he'll find another 1-drop or whatever for it. I'd rather make him tap out for. We'll tap out. I'd rather him play like spend more mana on an Archdruid or something, and then Reflector Mage it back. We're gonna need to draw a Collecting Company or something on our own because he's just spamming the board. Although this guy holds the ground very nicely. If we're just playing the the Dorks game, War Monk is king, but once the haymakers start hitting, oh my gosh, look how well I called that. Okay, so we probably deduced that he did have an Archdruid. He has tapped out for the he has tapped down for the Archdruid. Actually, he still has access to a bunch of mana. Okay, so we will play the Reflector Mage here. We're still so far behind here, but step 1 is Reflector Maging the Archdruid. And that's actually very good, because he cannot cast it on his turn. This allows us to start the beatdown. Alright, so that worked out pretty well. Obviously, our opponent has 4 cards, only one of which is an Archdruid at least, and can do whatever he wants. So, given our... Scoos is an okay one. It's not insane. So far, we are playing this just very fair game of Magic. It's not an infinite collected companies or Court of Callings over there. So, this is a game we can theoretically do well in. This thing can become a 3/3 immediately. Tangle with a token to trade with our War Monk if you wanted. Alright, so this is a Hallowed Fountain we're getting with this one. Give us 2 blue. Oh, sure. I guess he was playing around Dispel or something. 3 mana. Eat our Meddling Mage, okay. Eat our land, sure. Eat our other land. You got me. Does he think I'm playing Snapcaster Mages? I guess it's not the worst assumption, just a little odd. Well, we can make these guys big here. Yep. I don't know if playing the Voice of Resurgence is worth it. Maybe we attack first. If we attack, he just throws the Elite and the Ooze in front of the War Monk, and then the War Monk kills the Ooze but not the Elite, and he still has a bunch of Elves and the Archdruid coming up next turn. I don't think that works. I think that we play the Voice here and just pray that our opponent is going nowhere with his hand, and it's just all little dorks, and next turn we start making stuff big. I mean, maybe we go in on the Monk there. I don't know. Like, we could just Gavany there, and then it gets closer to being a threat, and maybe the Voice just won't matter. But the way the game's currently progressing, I just feel like we're going to need a big board, and we're going to have to hit a Collected Company or something. I mean, if we hit Collected Company, we're sort of with him on board. I don't think he has good attacks here. I'm not going to block. He's representing Court of Calling to go get another Lord and blow us out very hard. Whereas we're just going to draw another land. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 land. 7 land, like 4 spells. 5 spells, maybe. Guess we can look. 7 land, 4 spells. Alright, well, this is theoretically a beatable sort of line. Make the team big. Now, the thing is, he can court for Izuri, right? 1, 2, 3. Yep. He can court for Izuri and just blow us out so hard. If he courts for Izuri, then he can't activate it, or he can because he'd have like 1,000,000 mana. And then we're very, very dead. But we're just not beating Court anyway, so I may as well. I'm just gonna block this. I'm not gonna do this block. Because well, if he has Court it's for Azuri and we're blown out. If we do nothing, we take 6, but then the next turn we gain 5 from this. But again, we can't beat Court for Azuri. So what else could it be? It could just be Company. Company for Azuri kills us. Company for another Lord wrecks this. So I'm not going to block there. I'm just going to block here. He'd have to hit 2. And he just has nothing. Very confusing. Okay. Little confused by the attacks here, but where is all this going? What do you have? You have 3 cards in hand. Oh, we're making a lot of mana. 5 mana. Burn it all. 6. He had the coordinates for 3. Feel like we can't beat this card. Unless we rip Pathex off the top of our deck. It is for Azuri. We did not rip Pathex off. We ripped the 1 card in our deck that was bad against the Scavenging Ooze. So we cannot both play that and activate this, but we just can't win anyways. So I suppose the best we can do is pass, activate our township. Maybe gaining 5 life makes us not dead. I don't really see that being the case, but choosing for Meddling Mage would have been pretty useless. I'm sorry, Eternal Witnessing Meddling Mage. Quite useless. See if our opponent knows we're dead. And I can throw the voice in front of one of them. This thing. So 6 mana. 10 mana, conveniently enough to overrun us twice. Because it's possible if you just had overrun mana once, I could even like block this or something, kill it, not die. You can just regenerate. So confused by what he's doing here. We don't have anything, but maybe, you know, he's letting us pretend we do. I refuse to block. Maybe I'll block with this. Because it's the same whether this dies or not. Sure. I mean, I guess he's just playing around stuff. I can't really imagine what that stuff would be. He's giving us turns. I mean, if we... Yeah, it's big. You got my voice. That's fine. If we hit Collected Company, hit Reflector Mages, and bounce the Archdude and the Renegade, or the Scoos maybe at this point, we're in the game. Not, like, well in the game, but we're in the game. Okay. Cooking with fire now. Stupid Scoos won't let us E-Witness it back, but getting Azuri out of here is worth it. Looks like we can even get in with the War Monk here. Because we'll gain 6. Yeah, that's fine. Maybe put a regenerate shield on something you can block. Yep. So what's actually going to be crazy about this right now, because he's doing this, he doesn't have mana. He does not have 3 untapped elves. He has 2 elves. He doesn't have mana to stop us from witnessing back this path. And now we can eat the scoos. Yes, surgical extraction. Just kidding. We're not getting Path to Exile back. Joke. It was a joke. It was a prank. Okay. All right. I won't get it back. I promise. Now I can't attack. That's fine. We're not dead. Despite all evidence and our best efforts to the contrary, we are not dead. Our opponent still has 3 cards. I don't feel like we're alive either, but we're not dead. Like, we ripped, rip number 1, which was the path for the Azuri. Now maybe we'll rip Collected Company. We still can't cast this. We have some sort of weird no mana door can. We can't cast Cryptic if we were to draw one of them. I'd love to draw Collected Company, though. Draw Collected Company, hit Reflector Mage for the Scoos, and then Archdruid. It's just the Abrupt Decay on my War Monk. Just make me cry. He's given us hope. He's given us hope, and he's given us a window. It's just going to feel really bad when this door slams in our face here. He had Golgari Charm to give all creatures -1/-1 to kill our Eternal Witness. And then we drew the Cryptic. This would be so good if we had blue mana. We'd actually be dead, right? We'd kill him next turn. We'd get him for 6 and 5, 11 plus 4. It's 15, so not quite, but somehow we're not dead. This is the real danger. You can tell I've always Elves of Deep Shadow. Okay. I've been very careful in all these games to fetch as many blue sources as possible because of the Cryptic Commands, which is something you have to keep in mind. Our opponent is giving us so many windows because he's playing Surgical Attraction and Golgari Charm in his Elves deck, but I'm blocking it this time, buddy. I don't know what's happening, but I'm going to call your bluff and block it. Are we courting for Azuri again? Just the Rubbins? 6 mana. My god. He's just trolling us. Feels so bad. We're literally getting trolled. Well, it comes into play. He can overrun it once. We can make our guy a 6/7 and actually eat his guy, gain something from this, and then have live draws of removal bounce or land, blue land, to bounce the Azuri and not die. Okay. Somehow still alive. He got an Elvish Champion instead. Well, that is pretty good. We have exactly 1 forest. Sure. Well, we're back up to 20. He's down an elf. Fortunately, it's a bunch of elves we can't block. I would take a blue land right about now. Maybe Hallowed Fountain off the top, and then we can bounce Breeding Pool. And, yep, okay, sure. Collected Company. Come on, deck. Come on, deck. Ooh, it's blue mana. Um, so I cannot do everything, but I can't quite win either. So here's interestingly, and I think this is probably what I'll do. I'm just gonna pass here. Right? I don't think that there's a reason to attack with anything because the Scooz is too big. I could tap his team, get in for not lethal, so that doesn't seem good. I can tap his team on his turn, not get hit, get in for a lot. I think what I'm really going to do, though, is do nothing. Let him attack with all his Forest Walk guys. Cryptic Command, bounce the Elvis champion. And eat guys with my team. I think that's our plan here. Let's see if it will work. Yeah, come at me. He is going to do it. Alright, so we'll get the Hallowed Fountain here. So that we don't have a forest, and if there's some world in which there's another Elvis champion or something, and we draw another Cryptic, we can bounce the breeding pool because it's all the same otherwise. So, alright, blue, 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 not blue. We will return target permanent to its owner's hand, and I believe we will draw a card. Elvish Champion. In theory, I eat his guys now. Alright, eat the guys. Oh, now we're getting there. Yep, you have it now, but now I don't care. I can just go through it now. I mean, this is a really big Scooz. I'll give you that. We drew a Kitchen Finks, so. Yeah, I mean, the Scooz is huge, but if he gets frisky with it, our Finks can block it for forever. Our stuff's also going to get very big. So both players have a lot of life. Both players have very few cards. Both players have big boards. His is all centered into one Scooz, and we have drawn an Aven Mimeomancer, which is a pretty big game right here because we're going to fly over the world. Yeah, see, this is pretty sweet, right? So we can turn our Rock's Warmonk into a base power toughness 3/1 flyer, except he'll also have the counters and also have lifelink, which is very good. It means we do nothing here. Our Kitchen Finks will, I mean, hell, we might throw the Elemental plus the Reflector Mage in front of the Scooz if it comes in. That's probably what we'll do. So our opponent needs something insane right here. Ask and you shall receive. Every time I start to have a little bit of hope. Alright, so not everything has Forest Walk. It's actually super relevant. He has 2 things with Forest Walk. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you can only overrun once. I mean, we have a lot of life, and we have this Warmonk, which we'll get in for a lot of on his turn. So, not dead. Great draw on his part, but we're not dead. Kitchen Finks will jump in front of the way of the Scooz if it comes in. It doesn't, so that's fine. Yep, they're big. I'll take 12. And gain some amount back at least. Sweet draw. Yeah, this is kind of an interesting draw. I think we can Gavin twice now. Oh no, one short. Okay, so if I get in there, I could just want to. Next turn we take lethal, right? We go up to 20. We take 3, 7, 10. Ooh, it's only 9. It's only. Oh no, but he can just use his lands again there with this. Oh, this is such dumb stuff. Okay. Get in there with what we can. Guess we get in with both of these since it's lethal next turn. We will conveniently be 1 point of damage short as we die. If he kills us. He's neglected to kill us multiple times. Yep. Make sure you come in with the creatures that don't matter. So this makes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, conveniently enough to do it twice. Which is needed, right? Because it was 7, 10. Once was 19, so yeah. Rough game. I wish he had killed me like 10 turns ago. We could have saved a lot of time. You got me. Let's play again. Very silly games. I mean, we could play Skoos, I guess. It doesn't seem good. If the games are going to go like that, I guess it's good. I don't know. Do not know. A little bit of a weird one there, that's for sure. Alright, we'll keep these. This seems pretty good. This is a turn 2 War Monk that is going to swing for a lot. And then we have the Cryptic Command as well. So I like what we're looking at here. I'll actually be able to cast this Cryptic Command too. Okay. Giltleaf Palace revealing a Heritage Druid. Okay, good start. Okay, go ahead and get a Hallowed Fountain here. Go white, green, blue Rocks War Monk. Alright, so depending on what we draw here, we can get in for 5 with the War Monk. Or we can... Does he have another to really go off? He does. He has actual combo. Okay, that's pretty good. So he has 3 mana. Is this an Arch Druid? It is a Dwynen's Elite. Yep. Is it going to be a turn 2 Collected Company? Turn 2 Quarter Calling for Azuri? Yep, it's just a turn 2 Collected Company. Very good. Okay. Alright. Guess guess will die on turn 3. Who's actually would kill us on turn 3. I mean, he's not. Maybe we can chain cryptic commands or whatever, but it's pretty nuts. Pretty nutty elf start over there. Heritage Druid into double Nettle Sentinel, into Dwynen's Elite, into Company, into Shaman of the Pack. And this is very good. I'm hoping he doesn't block out of just out of the it doesn't matter, so because he's dead, so I won't do it. But in this case, we can collect a Company, or we can Cryptic Command his attack step. Maybe we'll draw the other Cryptic Commands. I don't really know what we're hoping for here, to be honest. Alright, so we can... None of that does anything, so it's going to be tap all, draw a card. We've drawn a Collected Company, okay. That's interesting, because Collected Company means we're not dead. Collected Company is actually a very interesting... we can play this, get in for 5, put him at 10, go up to 15. So we can collect a Company and hopefully hit. Depends how hard he goes off, of course. But if we were to hit like Reflector Mage for the Elves Champion or something, or like Eternal Witness, because we gained a lot of life as in the exchange here. Now, of course, we obviously have to hit the we need to hit the Reflector Mage, but I mean, just one Reflector Mage here, and we have a shot. So we clearly did not do that. Okay, well. We need witness back to Cryptic. I haven't done math to see if we're alive or not. We might have enough life to survive. Because we hit this, which can block that. And nothing else can be blocked, but I don't think it's lethal. So it's 6, 8, 11, 15, 17. We're going to gain 3. Oh my gosh. That's so rough. Dang it. Oh, messed up our camera here. That's very, 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 very unfortunate. Lost by 1 life. Because next turn we crack in for 5 again. Yeah, we crash in for 5. We go up to, if we had 1 more life, we don't die. We kill the thing. So sad. So sad. And we had the Cryptic up. Okay, well, good game. It was fun.